Hello, welcome friend. Welcome to our channel Quality Group. Friend, today our topic is receipt storage and handling of packing material in pharmaceutical industry. Handling of receipt packing material in the pharma store follow a strict standard operating procedure that includes initial cleaning, physical verification, and documentation, followed by transfer to a designated quarantine area. Quality control then sample and test the material before affixing a status label that is quarantine, sampled, under test, approved or rejected. Finally, approved material are transferred to their designated storage location while rejected material are segregated and handled according to procedure. A pharmaceutical packing material store required a controlled, clean environment with strict adherence to SOP for receiving, storage, and segregation of material must meet regulatory standard, be pharmacologically acceptable, traceable, and stored appropriately to prevent degradation and cross-contamination. The store design should allow for efficient inventory management using pallets and racks, organized for batch and lot segregation, and employing a first in, first out, that is FIFO system. Receiving and quarantine staging area. Material are first received in a designated staging area. Quarantine. After initial inspection, approved material are transferred to a designated quarantine area for QC analysis. Approval rejection. The QC department label material as approved or rejected. Storage. Control environment. Material must be stored in a controlled environment with specific temperature and humidity requirement, especially for items like aluminum foil. The required temperature according to Schedule M is 27 plus minus 2 degrees Celsius and relative humidity it is 55% plus minus 5%. Segregation. Raw packing material should be stored in a orderly fashion segregated by item and batch. Organization. Material should be stored on pallets or rack to allow for cleaning and proper stock rotation. Lock and key provision. Label material like approved product label are stored in individual lockers and under lock and key to prevent unauthorized use and maintain security. Regulatory and safety consideration. Traceability. All material must have lot numbers for traceability. Standard. Packing material must meet standards set by regulatory bodies like the FDA and WHO. Compatibility. Materials undergo stability testing to ensure compatibility with the drug. Security. Materials are stored under lock and key and anti-counterfeit measures like hologram and barcode are often used. Responsibility and accountability. Warehouse executive and designee shall be responsible to follow the procedure. Executive and designee of QC shall be responsible for sampling of the material. Executive and designee QA shall be responsible for verifying the discrepancies if any observed during receipt. Head warehouse is responsible for compliance of the SOP. Accountability. QA head shall be accountable for implementation of SOP at site. Initial handling and verification. Initial handling and verification. Receipt of packing material. Materials are received and documented often by security or warehouse personnel and match against purchase order and delivery documents. Cleaning. Containers are cleaned externally using a vacuum cleaner or dry lint-free cloth to remove dust and contaminants. Documentation. A goods receipt note that is GRN or equivalent is prepared. The details are entered into the system. Transfer to quarantine area. Labeling. A quarantine label is affixed to each received container. Segregation. All material are transferred to a specific quarantine area, segregated by batch or lot number. Sampling and testing. Sampling and testing. Sampling. QC draws samples from the container. Labeling. Containers are labeled, sampled and under test after sampling. Testing. QC perform testing to ensure the material meets specification. Quality decision and status update. Notification. QC inform the warehouse of the testing result. Status labeling. Container are labeled with the final status approved or rejected. Certificate of analysis. If approved, QC provide a COA to the warehouse. Final storage. Approved material. Approved material are transferred from the quarantine area to their designated storage location, such as specific cupboard, racks, or cold storage, depending on the material type and storage requirement. Rejected materials. Rejected materials are moved to a dedicated rejected area under lock and key provision. Reconciliation. A list of rejected material is maintained and purchase department is informed for return to the vendor. Procedure for packing material. Receipt. Security personnel shall verify the document and inform to the store about the arrival of the material by forwarding documents. Document shall be verified by store executive or designee for the address, PO number, approved vendor, material name, COA, and excise document. In case the received quantity is more than 10% of the PO quantity, communication shall be made to the purchase department. The purchase department shall amend the PO to received quantity, ensure that COA of vendor is legible and signed by competent person of the respective company. If not, immediately arrange to get a legible copy from the vendor. If the documents are satisfactorily, inform the security to allow the vehicle inside direct the vehicle to the concerned receiving way. The vehicle driver shall instruct to position the vehicle in such a way that the rear side is toward the receiving end. Physical verification. Check the inside condition of the vehicle before the start of unloading. The number of containers received shall be checked against the delivery challan. The integrity of the container shall be checked for any physical damage or leakage. Check the manufacturer batch number, lot quantity, date of manufacturing, date of expiry, name and address of the manufacturer. Check the manufacturer description, pharmacopoeia code. Check whether the supplier is on approved vendor list. Ensure the availability of the MSDS of the material. In case of any material received, MSDS of material shall be provided by vendor along with the material. Verify the manufacturer's COA. If there are any specific instructions for storage condition, then transit temperature shall be verified through downloaded data of the data logger, and after ensuring the satisfactory temperature condition during transit, the material shall be inwarded. In case of discrepancy, the same shall be communicated to the concerned vendor, and quality assurance and material shall be kept under hold. Record the check in physical verification check record. Unloading. Ensure the cleanness of the unloading area. Ensure the condition of the truck and the material shall be in intact condition. Handle the container packed carefully to avoid damage or loss of seal. After unloading the material, quantities shall be cross-verified against invoice. After unloading the material, clean the surface of the container by using vacuum cleaner or with lint-free cloth. All materials like aluminum foil, PVC, PVDC film and shall be checked on a weight basis. Tolerance limit for receiving the material aluminum foil, PVC, PVDC, it is plus minus 1% per consignment. All the carton, shipper, leaflet, container, closure and the self-adhesive tape etc. shall be checked on count basis. After the completion of the physical verification, enter the detail in the format. Physical verification check record and the weight details shall be entered in the format. Manual weighment record. Material received report shall be prepared after completion of weight and checklist preparation. Generate the required number of undertests. Label. Deface the supplier and the manufacturer approved. Pass label on container by using a mark and pen, if any, and ensure all detail on the under test label before affixing to all container. Send the vendor COA and lot number to QC department for sampling purpose. Handling of material received in damaged, wet, torn condition. In case if any material received in damaged condition, and if the damage is only on external of the container which has no impact on the material quality, then the material can be accepted. However, communication shall be made with the vendor through the purchase department for the external damage observed, and the material will be further protected. If any damage is observed during the receipt and the material is exposed to the environment, then immediately segregate the damaged container and mention same on the transported lorry receipt copy, and insist the driver to endorse in the lorry receipt copy about the damage, and inform IPQA through intimation regarding receipt of material in damaged, wet, torn condition. And in such cases, once the information shall be given to the IPQA regarding the damage, IPQA personnel shall inspect the condition of the material and decide whether the consignment shall be accepted or not. If the consignment received is unusable condition, then it shall be rejected based on IPQA comment on the checklist, and store personnel shall initiate the process non-conformance, material non-conformance, whichever is applicable as per the SOP respectively, and shall be investigated. Warehouse shall communicate same to the purchase department and PPIC for further action. The damaged container bags shall be transferred to rejected material store after affixing a damaged container label by QA. After getting the supply chain PPIC instruction, material shall be sent back to the supplier or destructed by completing the customer formality. Printed packing material shall be destructed at plant and should not send back to the supplier. Discrepancies. If any discrepancies observed, store personnel shall raise the process non-conformance, material non-conformance, whichever is applicable as per the SOP, and shall be investigated. Warehouse shall communicate same to QA, purchase department and PPIC for further action. Storage. After pasting under test label, the material shall be stored in respective storage area for sampling. The QC executive shall ensure the vendor COA result meet the requirement of our specification. If the discrepancy notice, that shall forward the BOM with the vendor COA to the QA for further corrective action in coordination with purchase department by initiating the NCR. If the result of the vendor COA meet the requirement of our specification, QC executive shall sample the material. Sample material container shall be transferred to respective area with respect lot wise separately. Ensure that material shall be stored under prescribed storage condition. The copy of the delivery challenge invoice shall be filled in the respective file along with receipt checklist, COA and other relevant document if any. Approval and rejection. After analysis of material, QC shall return duly filled and signed BOM along with the COA to the store. Approved and rejected label shall be affixed over the under test label by QC in presence of store executive. Based on the status label affixed by QC, the material shall be transferred to respective designated storage area, that is approved or rejected area. Thank you. Thanks a lot, and keep watching our channel. Like, comment and subscribe more and more. Thank you.